time for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up on Thursday Night Football, it's Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens hosting Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals in a rematch of last month's overtime thriller. It's the Bengals at the Ravens tonight. Coverage coming up at 6:30, kickoff 7:15 right here on your home for the NFL on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX New Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub, I'm full of water. I stay hot tub, stay hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub, rubber dub and hot tub, rubber dub with me. Chugging hot tub,
Yeah.
Really make me sweat.
Yeah.
Chugging hot tub,
Yeah.
Really make me wet.
Well. Welcome to a beautiful Thursday. Man, it's gone by quickly this week. I forgot. Did I work Monday? I was out Monday, right? Chad did it Monday.
Yeah, you were gone.
That's why it was.
Where am I?
I don't know. It's been a wild week, man. But it's Thursday. Two of my favorite people are always here on Thursday. Well, one of them's always here. The other one sometimes here. Tommy Santamont, the legendary county AD for 25 years, is in the State Hall of Fame. State Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Nothing here in Bay County, but he is in the State of Florida Hall of Fame. Maybe one day.
Is that where?
Maybe one day.
Is that where he is accepting an award somewhere?
Yeah, he's in Georgia, and the deer are running from him right now. So
Yeah, Neil.
Anyway, he's up in Georgia having a great time, and his beautiful wife Louise. I should have got her in here to fill in for her, but that would have been. She'd have been great.
Yeah, she did
But
a
anyway,
great job.
I don't know if Josh is coming in today. I forgot to call him last night, so we're still twisting his arm about something for Tommy. Jeremy,
We're working on him.
yeah, we're working.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Moss,
Jerry registered.
Jerry Register, and Coach. Yeah, so we
Make something happen.
I hadn't seen McQueen. I saw him at the Arnold game when they did recognize. That was awesome. And Jerry Pridgeon is here, one of my favorite guys. Hey, Jeremy, what's going on down at church? You got one of the greatest churches around. You left from the elite church in Montgomery, Alabama. You come home.
Get to come home. That's been the biggest part. And it is a great church. First time at this church, Panama City. It's hard to believe. We're less than 2 months from Christmas.
Can you believe that?
Everything we're talking about is getting ready for all that's coming up in the next few weeks here. So it's
Holly Fair is going on this weekend.
yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it outside.
No.
Hurricane in the Gulf. I mean,
How did I just got to ask you this? You got a beautiful family. I watch you on Facebook. Your kids. You're a great father, by the way. You got a great wife. She's a great mother.
I'll kick my coverage on that one.
She can't drive, but don't tell her I said that. Anyway, how hard was it to leave Montgomery, my hometown, where I was born? I mean, I picked cotton back in the day. Everything I did back then.
You left Montgomery.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I ran. I drove fast as I could. Anyway, you got to miss all those. You had some great friends down there.
Yeah, and a lot of them have left as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you go down 30A, you can get a lot of folks that you and I both know that are over that way, or you go down to Baldwin County. And I'll tell you, the place that's exploding is Auburn. The number of folks that are from Montgomery that live in Auburn now.
Well, at first they went to Prattville, and now it's going
Auburn. But you look, I mean, Auburn's a great town, got a great quality of life. You've got the university right there. You've got all these athletic events that you can go to. You've got, all of these things that this university brings, and university towns keep you young.
Yeah,
I mean, there's always something going on there. Yeah. So Auburn has boomed, and the number of people that even still work in Montgomery and live in Auburn and drive down for the schools. I mean, we saw that happening for a while, and it continues to.
We had, you talk about that. We had one time said we would retire in Hattiesburg. That way, like now, we could go to a baseball game, a basketball game, football, and you see people you went to school with, and now that we have grandkids, that all changed everything.
Oh, it does, but you'd be shocked at the number of developments for retirees and seniors that are coming up around the universities. Because you can go relive your college days. Senator Shelby, who was instrumental there in Alabama for so many years, had apartment complexes not designed for the students, but designed for residential living to come and be a part of all of those quality of life matters. Very smart.
Now I know Marcia and Adams are down on 30. Who else is down on 38? Do you remember?
You got Robert Insland, I know, from that way. You've got several who have, kind of homes between, and they may still work a little bit in Montgomery. A couple of dentists I know that are here, 3 days a week and 4 days a week, and back and forth.
Now, Jenna, her sister and her husband are still in Montgomery.
Yeah.
They went to your church.
Yeah. So the Cones went there. But you're seeing, a lot to Shelby County too. I mean, you've got Jamie up in Birmingham with a number of folks that are getting up there, and Hoover and, Vestavia, and those areas were pretty strong draws.
Was it tough though, like leaving and your kids? How long have you been here now?
I'm in my 6th year back here.
So they were
We wanted them down in here,
close to family. You're celebrate where you're actually from.
I'm actually from Weewillhitchka, so that's home, and my in-laws are over in Milton, and so all of our interests are right here along the coast. And as far as the education, the schooling. We wanted them here.
And your church has grown quite a bit in the last 6 years. And I think Tommy was part of the search committee.
Yeah, he was.
That's
one
awesome.
of the first ones I met there. Of course, Tommy's got those Bluntstown ties, so we were pretty quick to hit it off, knowing even some of the same people there. So
Tommy's a legend, man.
Kind of the way I described it was putting on an old baseball glove. I've not been in the area about 20 years, but put on that old glove, wiggle it around, it fits.
Hey, I got to tell you something about Auburn, and this is not political. It's just what happened. It's what happened at a great university. Auburn on Tuesday night, actually Wednesday morning. Guess what they did when the results came in from the election? They go down to Toomer's Corner and they rolled it. They had a part. Did you see that?
They went to where?
Do you not know what
Toomer's Corner?
Do you not know the tradition of Auburn?
No, of course not. That's why you called me a wildcat.
How can they not know the traditions of the SEC? I know what they do in Kentucky. I know exactly what the tradition is there after a big win.
All right.
They drink that bourbon. There's a lot of it.
After a big loss.
Same thing.
Kind of all the
time. No, what they do after a big win, they go down there.
Yeah.
Tell a story. What's their tradition? You know it.
So Tom Deaver, who's the women's cross country coach over at Gulf Coast, he told me, he said it started with only rolling the trees at Toomer's Corner after a road win.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was there as a student. So Tom said that it started with a road win back in the 70s because, it was just a sign that the football team had won the game when word got back to town that, and so now after any victory, even after significant events, they go down there and hang out at Toomer's Corner in the intersection. And
the running back, remember the running back? It was in 1972. Was it 72? Yeah, it was 72. Bama punt. One of the running backs, I forgot his name, great player, and he said, we're going to go up there and beat the number 2 out of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
That's
what started.
That's what started.
Yeah.
You remember the running
I don't remember.
Henley?
Don't remember the name there.
It was Henley.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how it got going.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like it's something special. You got to see it. It's pretty cool now.
I've got to get to an Auburn game. There's a whole lot of reasons why.
Yeah,
I go to an Auburn home
game.
game.
It is nice. They do a great job.
Now, Wildcat, I've been to Commonwealth a couple of times here, and I'll tell you, it's pretty special when they bring the basketball team out at halftime and introduce them, and then everybody leaves.
Ouch. Well, heck, the basketball arena, rubber arena is huge. Unbelievable. God.
I don't know what it's going to be like this year.
But anyway, what they did, it had to be 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, whatever it was. All of them went out there, and it was like a big victory like a win in a football game when they announced who won the presidency. And it was a big deal. They had pictures. I saw pictures. It was pretty cool. I thought that was War Eagle, baby. War Eagle.
Yeah. Auburn, just great town. That my wife had that in her territory when she was working up that way. I mean, we really enjoyed going over there, and you see it just continuing to sprawl.
And she's a Bama girl, right?
Yeah, she's an Alabama fan here. So
she's a highly intelligent lady. seems to be that way. Good looking, intelligent, Bama.
Yeah.
Auburn, same thing. Georgia, same thing. Speaking of Georgia, there's some big games this weekend. Look at the ABC lineup. Just the ABC lineup.
The ABC lineup alone will keep you busy all day. I mean, that's
Florida, Texas. 11 o'clock, ABC. We're going to go to the K. You got to come down and meet us one day.
Yeah.
11 o'clock. Julie and I always go to 11 o'clock game. And there's a lot. I think Jan and Trudy, I hope Jan and Trudy are coming in this morning. They came in last week, so I wasn't here. And
it was crowded.
Yeah, it was crowded.
You know,
but we'll make room for them.
Florida sure looked like they had a formula to make something special happen until the injury.
They go down. I think they win that game.
That's exactly right. It looked like everything was lining up to at least be close.
Yeah,
be very interesting.
The thing about this week, Texas has had 2 weeks to get ready.
Yeah, I don't know if Florida can emotionally get back up. You know, when you're playing Georgia, there's your rival on the other side. Now you're going to Austin. No history, road game. Early,
early. Well, they're used to it.
Yeah. But I just don't know if Florida can pick it back up to put that effort. They really seem to play over their heads a little bit.
Leave it on ABC, and then you leave it right there at 2:30. Georgia, Ole Miss. Watch out, dogs. I got a feeling about that. I just got a gut feeling this is going to be something good. It's going to be a great game, I think.
Ole Miss can win a shootout. They can win a shootout. If you get a 56-45 type of game to force Georgia into a track meet. And
if it's in the teens or early 20s,
Georgia all day long.
Georgia wins.
Yeah. But if Ole Miss can jump out to a quick lead.
It's got to be in the 30s.
Yeah, at least the 30s. Maybe even 40s. But if Ole Miss hits them for a couple of quick scores, and now Georgia has to get into it. That's key. If Georgia gets up 14, it'll be like watching a boa constrictor.
Yeah. That's great what you just said. I think you're exactly right about that. And then at night, Bama doesn't lose in Baton Rouge. Well, I don't know about that, but they used to not.
No.
I've heard good things about practice the last 2 weeks out there.
This LSU team's very beatable, and it's which Alabama team shows up.
But I'm telling you, what scares me to death, their receivers versus our their wide receivers versus our DBs scare me to death.
Yeah, you've got to have
when he's on, he's good, the quarterback.
You've got to have some penetration into the backfield to disrupt him. If he starts sitting in a rhythm, turn out the lights.
And we'll talk more about that when we get to Alabama update. So just
those 3 games.
And then that's not even talking about all the other games that are being played. It's a great week of college football. In high school football, we're going to remind you again, we're going to start raising money. I hope we get Coach Witten on today. I know they don't have a game. We're going to try to get him on the phone. If we get him, great. If we don't, we understand that. But
so we got some high school football tonight.
Yeah, tell us the other games.
With the hurricanes that hit the Big Bend and the peninsula, they've extended a week to allow some schools to make up because every game does matter in these computers and rankings and such. And one of the makeup games that's not tied to hurricanes, but we lost the young man over in Port St. Joe, and that week St. Joe and Bluntstown were supposed to play, and so they're actually going to play tonight to be able to make up that ball game, which is a huge rivalry. I mean, those two schools they get together. It's often for something, And
before you came in this morning, I'd called Coach Jones, was talking to him, and he informed me they were playing tonight, and he also said they have made the playoffs. Brought to you by Taco Bell. So they have made the playoffs. So
now,
it's great.
Now, seeding and ranking and location and all that.
We're going to call him tomorrow. He said if he doesn't wake up, keep calling him. We're going to call him tomorrow and find out when they play, because it could be 2 weeks, it could be a week. We don't know.
Right. The bracket release from the FHSAA is tomorrow night. So everything has to be in today, and then they're going to run all the computers through the day tomorrow. But according to the FHSAA, it'll be at 5 o'clock tomorrow night, and it'll be on their YouTube station for the FHSAA. So
I get that. Yeah, okay, good.
So they'll show it. And
what time? What time is that?
5 p.m. For the FHSAA big release. So these final games will go in. They'll calculate everything, tabulate it.
Isn't it weird? This Friday night, there's no Bay County football.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know of any.
No, there's nothing.
And we won't have them for 2 more weeks, correct?
Potentially. I mean, we'll see what they do there.
We know about Arnold.
Yes.
Mosey's in.
So, if you want to watch football tomorrow night, you want to watch YouTube's reveal. Because that's about as much as you're going to see. And then locally, congratulations to the Liberty County Bulldogs. They're ladies
state champions
again.
Unbelievable. Again.
So outstanding work. Just to show how razor thin these margins are, Liberty County and Bluntstown, 4 miles apart, fierce rivals.
Yeah.
Liberty County fought off 2 match points against Bluntstown in the regional final.
Yeah.
So you basically had
that one little area.
Yeah. So you think either one of those points, Liberty County's at the house, but because they fought those off, they go on and win the state title. And Bluntstown could have easily done the same thing. I think that was probably the state championship match right there between those two schools. Had Bluntstown won, they would be hanging a banner.
And they're good. They're good in almost all sports.
All sports.
Both schools. Now football, Bluntstown's been the power.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a tradition of them over there. Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. We got Jeremy Pritchett with us today. Hopefully we'll get Coach Whitten on from Mosley, talk about last week's game. I go away, they lose. I blame that on me. If I'd have been here, they'd have won. Right?
That's right. You left all these negative waves here.
Yeah,
man.
No.
Cool it with them negative waves.
You know what, though? It doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. That could be a blessing in disguise. You just don't know. But hopefully we'll get him on. If we don't, we'll talk about what's going on and go from there. I know that they're busy over there getting ready, but we're going to try to raise money for them. For Mosley High School, we need to raise money. If they travel or not, we need to get money over there for them. They got pregame meals. They got everything else that's going on. Same thing for Bay High School. We got to raise money for Bay High School and Arnold. I think those three are pretty good bet. All three are good. 2 for sure, and I think Arnold's
on the margins here. Yeah.
I'll chip in right now today.
Hey, just give me the cash. I'll hold on for it.
Cash.
J. Michael's Restaurant. Huh?
I want a receipt.
Okay, you get it. J. Michael's Restaurant. Yesterday, you should have seen. It was like Christmas down there. We walked in there. People are happy. People are smiling. The waiters all happy. The customers all happy. I don't know what they were all excited about. Something happened this week, and everybody was happy. The legendary J. Michael's.
Just
world-famous spaghetti. Maybe that's what it was. They got the best seafood. They got the coldest beer. The legendary J. Michael's. Go check it out. For all your real estate closing, there's only one guy to go to. That's Chuck Tucker. That's South Oak Title and Closing. They do an incredible job. They're expanding all the time throughout the Panhandle of Florida. South Oak Title and Closing. Do you want to get in shape? Do you want to have big muscles? Do you just want to look better, feel better? Well, Jason can help you with that. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. But you got to get in the weight room. And we got a place for you. Liz Hunt is a veteran. She started Anytime Fitness in Callaway. It's open 24/7. Go tell her, hey, I heard on the radio show, I want to join. She's a veteran. If you live out that way, go and work out anytime you want. You go join it and have a great time. Tell Liz Hunt, Coach sent you. Also, Stevenson Air Conditioning. I love Jason. That's one of the finest men I know. Most honest guy I know. They do an incredible job. Stevenson Air Conditioning. If you have a problem or if you got one, get it serviced right before winter, right before summer. It lasts longer. It saves you money on your power bill. And if you have any issues, don't go with anybody else. Stevenson Air Conditioning, local, honest, hard-working, great people. We'll be right back. Jeremy, Wildcat, hopefully Mosley, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, your home for Mike Greenberg.
If I had a vote for MVP to this point, I would give it to Jaden Daniels. He has given them a belief they didn't previously have. He's had Heisman moments. He has completely changed the entire trajectory of an organization through this play and the force of his leadership and personality. My midseason MVP is Jaden Daniels.
Greeny. Weekdays on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. A variety of sprinkles and some clouds this afternoon and evening with a high near 83 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clouds tonight, a gentle breeze out of the east-northeast and a temperature of 73. About the same tomorrow, around 82 with some clouds and a wind at 8 miles per hour out of the east. Partly cloudy Saturday and very warm around 81. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus. Dak Cajun Place is your LSU and Saints football headquarters. Saints and LSU fans, wear your team colors and score a free Jell-O shot when your team scores a touchdown. Only at that Cajun Place. Get $5 pitchers on select draft beers during all live football games. Catch all the games at once with the NFL package on 27 large TVs at that Cajun Place. And the best wings on the beach. The locals' favorite, that Cajun Place.
Byron boasts Team Evolution. I'm Susie Armstrong. The story next on NASCAR Today.
Let's get racing. She's rounding the corner, straight for the straight talk aisle. Whoa, pile up on aisle 9. She just barely avoids it. Home stretch. She's picking out a new plan, keeping the phone she loves. Incredible win.
Bring your own phone and get one line for $25 a month with Straight Savings. Available at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk, official partner of NASCAR. Straight Savings plan requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are not met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk website. NASCAR is a registered trademark and used with express permission.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
William Byron kicked off the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season by winning the coveted Daytona 500. The Hendrick Motorsports pilot now has a chance to bring it full circle, competing in the Championship 4 this weekend at Phoenix Raceway, as he acknowledges how much the 24 team has improved.
I feel like our team has really evolved this year. We've taken a race team that won a lot of races over the last 2 years, 9 races, I believe, and we've just found a way to continue to reinvent ourselves. And we've made some of our weak tracks our best tracks. Some of our great tracks are still great, but we've really evolved this year. And I feel like our communication between Rudy and I and our whole team has just kind of gone to another level.
I'm Susie Armstrong. This is NASCAR Today on the Motor Racing Network.
College football isn't life and death. It's much more important than that. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, good job there, baby. Good job, Wildcat. I love the Eagles. And welcome back. Weren't they great? Were they not great?
Oh, yeah. Still are.
Still are. How many are alive? I thought.
The original?
Yeah. Not many.
Well, I don't know if you'd consider Joe Walsh an original.
Well, he was part of them when they were really good.
Yeah, he was definitely in the early days. Don Henley passed to cancer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
somebody another one just died recently, I thought.
And
look at the Bee Gees, all are gone but one.
Yeah.
Sad.
Keith Richards still going.
He'll outlive all of it. He's that ironic.
Yes.
He probably did everything you do wrong. He still outlive everybody. God, both of them. I mean, unbelievable.
Yep.
We got covered. Oh, all right. It's Thursday. It's Mosley Day. We got one of the top coaches in the Southeast here, Coach Whitten. Coach Whitten, congratulations on a great season, unbelievable season. Tell us the latest on the playoffs. What are you hearing? And then we'll talk about next week. But first, let's focus on the playoffs. What you guys hearing right now?
So I know the official pairings, final rankings will come out Friday night on YouTube. FHSA has a YouTube channel where you can be able to watch. They'll release the brackets, kind of like the NCAA tournament. So we'll find out, officially Friday night on who we're playing. Obviously, by losing on last Friday night, we're definitely going to drop. So, we'll see whether we drop to the 2 seed or the 3 seed. Us, Niceville, and Lincoln, we're all really close to one another. So we're kind of curious to see. We'll still get a home playoff game in the first round, but we're curious to see who we're going to be matched up against.
Well, you guys beat Niceville, so that's got to help. Right, head to head.
No, that means, ironically, that means nothing. It's solely based off strength of schedule. So, I think it's going to be, realistically, either Niceville or Lincoln are going to get the 1, and Niceville beat Lincoln. So Lincoln's in play as well for the 1 seed. And then, like I said, if you went back and looked, we're all very percentage points close to one another. So, like I said, we're all kind of curious. But, yeah, head-to-head does not matter at all.
I'm sorry, I don't understand that. Wow.
Well, and even being a district champion doesn't necessarily guarantee that you host. But
that's just me. I think that's all wrong.
Yeah, if you get 2 district champions, that could easily go head-to-head first round. Somebody's got to travel because it's just 1 through 8. Yeah.
Wow. Anyway. Well, everything's different than I used to do a long time ago. All right, let's talk about last week. What happened down? You went on the road.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, no, we obviously played a really good Florida High team, really talented. We knew it was going to be a tough contest, and definitely had moments of adversity through the game. I thought our kids played really hard, and we kind of we had the lead first half, and then back and forth. In the second half, we took the lead with about 2 minutes left, and they went down the field and scored on a 2-minute drill, scored on the last play of the game. To beat us, but we had multiple opportunities in that game offensively to put the game away, and we didn't capitalize on our opportunities. We let them hang around, and like I said, Coach Hickman does a great job, and they found a way to win at the end. Going back and look at it, the thing that we've been harping on as a football team, the game of football always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's what the game's always been about. Was what it'll always be about. And you measure that in your ability to run the ball and stop the run. And that was the first game this season that we got outrushed. And by no coincidence, that's the first game that we lost. So we got to do a better job of running the ball, stopping the run, and get back on track for this playoff run.
Coach Jeremy here. I noticed 21 fourth quarter points. And that's kind of just one unusual. Given how much you've dominated and how many games have been kind of put away early. Did you sense the kids kind of felt the pressure of being in this close game, or was it that you got ahead and maybe it was a lack of what kind of went into your thinking of what happened in those last 12 minutes there that shifted the outcome?
Yeah, so, when you're playing a good team, obviously the pace of the game was a little bit slower. There wasn't a ton of possessions there. We only got the ball twice in the fourth quarter. We only punted once on the night, but we had a critical in our second to last possession. We had a critical 4th and 1, and we got stopped, and Florida High went down and scored and took the lead. I was happy of the way our guys responded offensively, being down for the first time late in the fourth quarter. We got the ball, went right down the field, and scored. And we just, again, in close ball games, your margins for error are really small, and more games are lost than won. And we definitely, didn't execute at a high level in critical situations. And that's been the focus this week. Of practice is a lot of situational football and getting back to blocking and tackling, and I got confidence our kids will respond. But again, it was a good test for us, and forcing us to self-reflect and look in the mirror and find things that we need to be doing much better.
Yeah, I have to think, coming back, obviously a lot of disappointment, the hopes of a perfect season and all, but then also to come back and to practice but not have an opponent yet really just gets you back to focusing on the things that you need to focus on and the basics of blocking, tackling, those things you outlined. So how have the kids processed not only the defeat, but now just kind of almost a sort of a mini camp, if you will, going back to these early days of the summer when you were getting ready to get started, but now you're just kind of awaiting, what's next in this next season?
Yeah, no, I think our kids, we got resilient kids. Obviously they were disappointed to lose, but we talked about it. Yes, that loss will affect our seeding, but it has no bearing on the outcome of our season. And we understand that. We talked about it. And then, you're 100% right. This week at practice, we definitely have an opponent this week. Our opponent is us. The Mosley Dolphins is definitely our opponent. like we went back and I went back and I pulled up a practice schedule from the first day of spring practice, and we're going back to just straight fundamentals. There's been a lot of indie, and again, the focus has been blocking and tackling, and that's at this time of the year. I mean, we've been practicing since July 29th. And I mean, that's a lot of work. There's a lot of blocking. That's a lot of tackling. And when you get late into the season, I mean, there's definitely, as why fans and parents are all excited. Like, these boys have been hitting each other for several months now, and your willingness to want to continue to practice, your willingness to want to continue to get better, is definitely an impact going forth in the playoffs. And we've definitely talked about that. When we get to this time of the year, the teams start hearing those basketballs bounce in the gym, and hey, that basketball practice sounds a lot more fun than football practice right now this time of the year. We talked about that, and just there's going to take mental toughness to want to continue to do the things and have the excitement on early November that we did back in July. So those are the things that we've been talking about as a team, and like I said, we're going to find out how we're going to respond to that, but I have all the confidence in our kids that we're going to be able to do that.
Coach, we've run out of time. I want to thank you so much. We'll call you next week. We're going to start Monday having people, if you tell me if we're wrong or not, but we've done this in the past. We don't know how long you'll go in the playoffs. Even if you have all home games, it's still more expensive, pregame meals, all this stuff. So we're going to start asking people to bring money by the high school to give to the athletic director. I think that's what we've done in the past, to put in the football program. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, no, sounds great.
Okay, good. All right, buddy. We will talk to you next week. Get some rest, and we'll see you later.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach Whitten. All right, let's talk about some of the great people we got. And people, you don't realize how expensive it is to keep playing. If you do travel, the buses, the hotels, the food.
Look,
if you
feeding his offensive and defensive lines is expensive.
Feeding the big old boys costs a lot of money. So we want you to get out. If you can do it today, get out by Mosley High School. If you're over there riding around, it doesn't matter if it's $5, $10, $100, whatever you can give. Go by there and just say, look, I'm going to give money to the Mosley football program. I know they're in the playoffs. We want to help them out. Same thing at Bay High School. Go by Bay High School. Same thing for Arnold. And let's help them out. We'll talk more about that next week, because we'll know everything tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll know more about everything Monday. Let's talk about El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Today is the day. Karaoke tonight. Go have a great time. They always have a big crowd for that. This is a place everybody's having birthday parties. It's a huge facility. They can handle it. Go call them and say, hey, we're going to have a birthday party. They'll take care of you. They do a great job. They do have the best happy hour out there. Buy one, get one free. House wine, margarita, draft beer. When all the college and NFL games are playing, there's $5 pitchers. Lunch specials Monday through Friday, right across the street from the Navy base. Also, Dr. Chad Mitchell, listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. They celebrated him this year, Arnold's last home football game, and they won it, by the way. And Chad was there, him and his wife, for 25 years service to Bay County. The guy's incredible. The legendary Dr. Chad Mitchell. That Cajun place, so grateful to have them. They do such a wonderful job. Jeremy, we were in New Orleans. We went to all these different restaurants, spent a fortune, and I'm telling you right now, the best chicken sausage gumbo is not New Orleans, in my opinion. It's at the Cajun place. It's so good, it's incredible. Their food there is like being in New Orleans, except I think it's better. They do a great job. Their bread pudding is incredible. Get down there. We'll be there at 11 o'clock for the Texas, Florida game. We'll be watching that one. They'll get all the other games on too, but we'll be down there. $5 pitchers, 27 plus TVs, the best wings you'll get anywhere. That Cajun place on Thomas Drive. I think Jan and Trudy are coming in today. I'm not sure, but I think they are. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. There's any way possible does Notre Dame lose this week to FSU? We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, home of the Auburn Tigers.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Afternoon Underdogs.
Oh, I did want to do a shout out. I mentioned that we had gotten a Tom Brady autograph patch card in, and somebody heard us on the radio, and it's by. So ESPN Radio, they were listening to it, and they came to the shop and bought it.
Let's go, dude.
Here comes Randy for the commission.
Yeah. 4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Emerald Coast Jiu-Jitsu is the premier jiu-jitsu academy in Bay County. Emerald Coast Jiu-Jitsu is a 6,000 square foot facility with 2 separate mat spaces, a pro shop, and a coffee bar. Jiu-Jitsu programs start at 3 years old through adult. They also provide Muay Thai, wrestling, MMA, yoga, breakdancing, street combatives, and prenatal yoga. Emerald Coast Jiu-Jitsu has been named Best Bay for the past 2 years, has hundreds of 5-star reviews online, and 50 years combined jiu-jitsu experience. Emerald Coast Jiu-Jitsu, providing you with the best martial arts and lifestyle experience possible. With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Attention homeowners, are you dreaming of a backyard oasis? Look no further than S&R Fencing, your go-to destination for quality outdoor transformations. At S&R, they specialize in crafting custom fences, decks, retainer walls, and all exterior construction that not only enhances the beauty of your home, but also stands the test of time. Their experienced team takes pride in delivering top-notch craftsmanship with a personal touch. S&R Fencing, locally owned, licensed, and insured, and a member of the BBB.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! What a year. None of us saw this happening. What's going on in Tallahassee shocked everybody. I think everybody's completely shocked at this.
This game was initially circled as one of the big ones.
In the nation.
Yeah.
In the nation.
Yeah.
FSU Update is brought to you by Newbies. Get out, Newbies. Have a great time. They do an incredible job for the community, always giving back. John and Charlotte, love them. Get down to Newbies, too. Watch all sporting events. Head on down to the Mothership, the best bands in the Southeast every weekend, because that's what Charlotte wants. They also got one over at St. Andrews. Blue building's beautiful. Get out there and support them. They always supporting all of us here in Bay County and the Panhandle, Florida. Pat Barker, I think it is, just text us that Mosley Touchdown Club. We can also, we'll take the money up to Mosley High School and say, get this money to Mosley football. Either the athletic director, if you feel more comfortable giving it right there to them, to the school, and they put it in the football account, or tell them to give it to the Mosley Touchdown Club. Either way, they'll take care of you. Just help Mosley out. Let's get some big money over there. Those kids deserve the best they can possibly get. They've worked extremely hard. If you're proud of Bay County athletics, you're proud of Mosley High School, bring some money in there. They need it, man. Help them out big time. Jeremy, let me get this in real quick, and then we'll get into FSU. Here's what's going on in the ACC. Cal at Wake Forest. You made a great point. Who's getting the
frequent flyer miles for Cal?
Is it the AD or the president of the university? Somebody's going to be doing
They've been to Auburn. They've been to Tallahassee. They're now in Winston-Salem.
Man, you could really enjoy those free flights. That game is at 7 o'clock our time on the ACC network. Now, you got Miami, number 4 ranked team in the country, at Georgia Tech. Watch out for this. Watch out for this game. It's 11 o'clock on ESPN.
I'll tell you, though, when Miami flexed against Duke, it was ball game. Duke was hanging around, then it was over.
Does Georgia Tech have enough defense? That's the question.
No.
I think they'll move the ball somewhat. I don't think. But we never know. Syracuse at Boston College, that's also 11 o'clock kickoff. Then you got Clemson at Virginia Tech. Is Dabo in trouble in this one?
Enter Sandman. I don't know.
2:30 kickoff. That's on the ESPN.
He's just very stealthy right now.
Duke is at NC State. And we get time today. We talk about what you think about these playoffs, who gets in from the ACC. And then At one time, it was the huge game. Now it's just a game. Florida State at Notre Dame, 6:30 kickoff on ABC. That game again is on ABC.
You know, this goes back to 1981, the first time these two tied it on. And this was when Bobby Bowden would play anybody anywhere. You know, take them on the road and kind of built the program that way. And then only the second time they played, if you've got any years on you, remember the game of the century. You know, Charlie Ward up there.
Wow, I do remember that.
Notre Dame won that game 31-24. And then the following week lost to Boston College, and Florida State backdoors into the championship that year.
Yeah.
You know, that was that year. The last 5 they've played have been split. Florida State's won 5, Notre Dame's won 5. You know, but FSU's currently on a 3-game losing streak against Florida State. Strangely enough, they hold a 5-3 record in South Bend, so they've been pretty successful. But 1-2 at home, and then they, kind of overall are 6 wins, 5 losses. Last time they played was back in 21 because Notre Dame has this arrangement with the ACC where they have to play 5 ACC opponents here, and so they're not a conference team, but they are a conference team in some way. And I actually think that hurts the ACC schools more, you know, to have to pick up that non-conference game with Notre Dame. But Notre Dame won that one 41-38. Is there any chance they can keep it close Saturday night?
No, I really, from what, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, how?
Yeah, I just don't see it. I mean, Northern Illinois went in there and won, and that was just such a strange game early after Notre Dame beat Texas A&M to start the season, but Notre Dame hasn't looked back since then. But I'm struggling to see any possible way that FSU can pull the upset. I guess the bigger, can they keep it competitive?
This blows my mind. I'm looking right now for ticket prices. You can get into this game. You would think hundreds of dollars, just the name of the two schools. Well, the year Florida State's having, I understand it, but right now the cheapest ticket to get in is $42.
$42. You can go watch Florida State and Notre Dame.
Would you have believed that in August?
No, I thought $40 for a parking pass.
Actually, I think they're paying people $42 to come to the game. No, it's incredible, man. Have you been to the game there?
I've not been to South Bend.
I've always wanted to go there.
Well, you know, Alabama's got a home and home with them in a few years. Yeah. So
I'm getting old though.
Oh, you can make it.
I'd like to go. I really would like to go to a game up there. I've heard so many good things about it. I know people here that have been up there. It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But I'm still trying to think every positive way I can just to think how they could do something. Maybe if Notre Dame goes in there and fumbles the ball every other play, they're not fired up for the game. They get penalties. It'd be something crazy for them to be in this ball game in the fourth quarter.
It would be a shocker.
What do you think the best they played for 3 quarters? Probably Miami.
I mean, they played a competitive ball game with Miami, and I think partly because the rivalry games, you throw out the.
So do we see a repeat of that?
It'll be on the coaching staff to get them ready. I think even the FSU insiders are trying to, hopefully just not be embarrassed. Never did we think we would be talking about that part of this. As far as the matchup, the biggest piece, can they get Notre Dame off the field with the running attack? Notre Dame's going to run it right at you. If FSU stops them, that's critical. But I don't know that FSU can do that. The interesting stat, when FSU gives up less than 200 yards, FSU's lost by 1 position or won the game. So 200 yards rushing is the key number here. Notre Dame gets above that, turn out the lights. Second part of this for FSU, third downs. Can they get them off the field? That third down conversion piece has extended drives, which wears down your defense, which leads to increased time of possession and points for the other team. And then the other part, how does a redshirt freshman handle being in South Bend? I mean, there's some places you can go play football, and then I think there's some where you just walk in there and go, I'm in Notre Dame Stadium. You know?
Well, let's say this. The good news is this. Whatever happens at Notre Dame, they get an off week. They get Charleston Southern. Charleston Southern. That's another bye week, actually. And then they got Florida. So they could really, the open week, focus on Florida, come back and focus on Charleston Southern. Play Florida without their without their first and second team quarterback. The game's at home, so they possibly could win the next 2 ball games. Even if they lose to, is that going to make anybody happy? No, but if you beat the Florida Gators, it's going to be a lot better than you lose to the Florida Gators. Right. You know. Yeah. So let's say if that does happen, they win 2 more ball games. You went from 13-0 to 3-9.
Long way back up that mountain.
And I'm looking at their offense production, their scores against these games. Jeremy, they have no offense.
No.
The entire year, they've had no offense.
I mean, they're going to need a scoop and score. They're going to need a pick six, something like that to add to a pretty anemic offense. I'm
probably pretty impressed he hasn't let anybody on the staff go yet. And he's going to have to when the season's over, I think so, just to say they're changing something. Something's got to be done. That's embarrassing. All right, FSU Update's been brought to you by the legendary Newbies. You have to have a great time at any of the one of the 4 great locations, great places. Love Newbies too on the Curve. Go watch all the sporting events there. Head on down to the mothership. Have a great time. Oh, also, where's my list here? I don't even need that list. Paparazzi Pizza. You love pizza. The only place to go is Paparazzi. I think Julie and I are going to get a pizza for the Alabama game and take it home and hide away because I don't feel good about this one. I don't know. It's got a bad feeling. Hopefully I'm wrong. We'll get your pick today, and that'll make me feel even better or worse. But get out of Paparazzi. They got the best pizza you'll get anywhere. $11 and some change. You get 2 huge slices of pizza and a drink. You can just buy 1 more drink, take 2 people. I'm telling you, that's plenty right there. Great atmosphere. They got a bar in there now. They got the best deli in the world. Paparazzi Pizza on Thomas Drive. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make that happen for you. He'll be with us tomorrow. The guy does an incredible job. Also, Newbies, too. We just talked about Newbies. Dr. Ward, that's who I want to talk about. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly if you have any kind of problem. If it doesn't look right, feel right. Don't put it off. 5 minutes can save your life. Go make an appointment. Go see Dr. Ward throughout the Panhandle of Florida. If you're listening anywhere in the Panhandle of Florida, there's an office near you. Dr. Ward, listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30 right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Taco Bell. I tell you, Tiger Sharks, I talked to Coach Jones this morning. They are in the playoffs, so Taco Bell's with you the whole way. Get down to Taco Bell, all you Tiger Sharks. They got DoorDash. Go support them. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they support you. All you Rutherford Rams, same thing, Callaway. Get out to Taco Bell. They are big-time supporters of Rutherford Rams. And we got 3 great locations. I'll get it out in a minute. 3 great locations in Panama City Beach. Taco Bell. We'll be right back. 104.3. Who's going to be the coach of the year? Let's ask Jeremy Pridgeon. He'll know. We'll be right back. Wildcat, great job.
It was a beautiful day. Sun beat down.
You're home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up on Thursday Night Football, it's Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens hosting Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals in a rematch of last month's overtime thriller. It's the Bengals at the Ravens tonight. Coverage coming up at 6:30, kickoff 7:15 right here on your home for the NFL on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. A variety of sprinkles and some clouds this afternoon and evening with a high near 83 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clouds tonight, a gentle breeze out of the east-northeast and a temperature of 73. About the same tomorrow, around 82 with some clouds and a wind at 8 miles per hour out of the east. Partly cloudy Saturday and very warm around 81. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Saturday on ESPN Radio. A critical showdown at night in Death Valley.
It will be Saturday night in Death Valley.
11th ranked Alabama heads to Baton Rouge to face number 15 LSU to the losers playoff hopes in.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Number 11 Alabama at 15th ranked LSU.
Kickoff Saturday at 6:30 right here on your home for college football on the Gulf Coast, ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Lord, that's how I get by.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
Kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, yeah. Good job.
Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I'm itching like a man on a fuzzy tree. My friends say I'm acting wild as a bug. I'm in love. I'm all shook up.
The one and only, the legend, Elvis Presley.
I thought I'd get your blood circulating.
Yeah. Oh, that guy, that just makes my heart warm. And, you know, I saw, it was amazing you played it. I saw one of my former players had a big old cake with Elvis on it. I got to go back and look, see if it was an anniversary or birthday, Brandon, and see if it was his birthday or whatever. But it was a beautiful cake of Elvis. They got a special coming out on Elvis, I think on the 13th of this month on Netflix. It's I think it's called The Rise and Fall of Elvis Presley or something. It's supposed to be really, really good.
There's so many documentaries.
Have you ever seen anybody out there had more books, more TV specials, more movies about this man? What was he so, why did he touch so many people's lives? I mean, why, even today, somebody who's 67 years old sitting here still talking about it.
Because he was the king of rock and roll, baby.
Was it his looks, to me, is that he was a poor, white country boy, had nothing.
Did his time in the military, even though he probably could have got out. And then he became a movie star.
Yeah.
I mean, how many rock stars are...
I think timing of everything, TV came in at that time.
Yeah, from black
and the other
white
one that I'm crazy about, and how anybody doesn't love him, I have no idea.
JB.
James Brown.
That's right.
It's like the same story, exactly the same story came, except for James Brown was abused by his dad was something else, man. What that man went through in his life is incredible. You got to watch this movie about his life.
So proud to have met him.
Yeah, and then you got Jeremy Pruitt. I think Jeremy Pridgeon, same thing. I think those three have affected the American culture more than anybody.
Maybe we get Netflix to come do one on
Jeremy, we're going to do a show.
Yeah, oh Lord.
What do you think is about Elvis though? I mean, what? Why?
Yeah.
Today he's still that famous.
The stardom, yeah, and then even sort of the peripheral stuff like the Elvis sightings of the National Enquirer.
Yeah.
I mean, just
I love the commercials they do about him. They still commercials.
the mystique.
Yeah, unbelievable. I want to ask you this: college football has been going on. This real quickly. I'm going to focus on the SEC, but Coach of the Year. If you had to pick a Coach of the Year right now, nationally. Wouldn't have to be. I mean, you would.
James Franklin. Just kidding.
Yeah, ask the Penn State fans about that. To me, it would have to be. I'll give you a couple of them. Indiana's head football coach. What he's done there, I don't know. When's the last time they've been that good?
They haven't. I mean, you know, Lee Corso coached at Indiana, and they got a 7-0 lead on Michigan one year, and he called a timeout and sent them all out to the field where they could get their picture of the score.
That's a good job, Lee. Yeah. I mean, and then I got to give credit to SMU. Whitley, he was over the Auburn.
Dan Lanning.
But they got players. That's different.
But you're coming into the Big Ten. You're playing different competition.
That's true.
I mean,
and he's one of the few teams that ever gone to the Big Ten and had success the first few years. Look at what it did in Nebraska. They're still not. adjusted to the Big Ten. Look at USC, a blue blood. They go in the Big Ten. They're playing big boy football now every week.
Yeah,
and people don't understand that. We keep talking about difference in conferences. The SEC and the Big Ten are just different. And I think Dabo would tell you the same thing if he had him here by himself. Bobby Bowden would tell you that.
Yeah.
He says it's much easier to play in the ACC than it is in the SEC. So, but who would you give
Clark
it to?
Lee.
Yeah, oh, yeah. That's a great one. That's a great one.
You know, with what you have to work with.
Hold him off. We're going to talk about SEC next. Let's just focus on
it. But Coach of the Year?
You would. But outside the SEC Coach of the Year, nationally, who else? I'm trying to think. Who's BYU's coach?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Time will tell on BYU. Jury's still out. Yeah. The Big 12, a little suspect.
That's to me. That's about it. I would go with what you talked about. Those right there. Now let's focus to the SEC. SEC Coach of the Year. I think it's too soon. Okay, but Vandy's, there's no doubt for what he's done.
Yeah, I mean,
but what about Texas A&M? Elko.
Elko's done a good job. Now South Carolina was a
beatdown.
Yeah.
That was a beat. Oh, Shane Beamer, that's his signature win. Could you put him up there?
Shane Beamer, I mean, Alabama was fortunate to beat South Carolina. And it may be that South Carolina's a lot better ball team than we gave them credit for.
It is.
Because they went out there and just boat raced Oklahoma.
I think Tennessee's better than what most people think, too.
Yeah.
I think Tennessee's good.
And we may be looking at something that has happened in the SEC from time to time where there's just SEC cannibalism going on.
Yeah. That's going to continue to happen, I believe.
Well, in the new format, absolutely, when you throw these two in. But you look at the games still left. Georgia, Mississippi this weekend, somebody's got to take a loss. You've still got Texas A&M. Somebody's got to take that second loss. And if A&M loses, it's a third loss because they've got the Notre Dame loss.
Right.
Alabama LSU is an elimination game Saturday night. And you go down the line, that doesn't even take into account an upset.
I want you to think about this. Georgia at Ole Miss, watch out for that one. And then they got to go play Tennessee.
They got to play Tennessee.
They could be
and there's
you never know.
There's a second loss coming for somebody there.
Okay, even if they do lose to Ole Miss, getting a SEC championship game, which I don't know if they would, but they did. Say they did. Then they lose that to Texas in a rematch or something. Georgia very easily could lose 3 games.
Absolutely.
So was the mighty Crimson Tide. They both. Could you imagine Alabama and Georgia both going 9-3?
In this scenario, yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. Crazy. All right.
So
Kirby Smart hardly ever gets Coach of the Year. He's kind of like Nick Saban. You got to win it all, national championship or something like that usually before they'll give it to him. Nick only won how many times? 3 or 4 of them?
Yeah. What about Sarkisian?
Yeah. They got beat down by Georgia. If they went out, I still predict right now, for some reason, I really believe this is going to happen. A&M, the hate. The way they kind of got messed over by the SEC because they were led to believe, I hear people from there say this, I don't know if there's any truth to it or not. They were led to believe Texas would be not in the picture for coming to the SEC. That was a long time ago, though. And
that's where he's a different commissioner.
Yeah. So we all know the hate there between those two schools. It's played at A&M, 105,000, 107,000. I still kind of believe A&M is going to upset Texas. I do.
So you've got it, and just mark it down now.
Mark it down. I said that really at the beginning of the year. I think that's going to happen. So we don't know this first playoff committee that came out, what they came up with, is going to change a lot in the next 4 weeks because I still think you're going to see teams beating each other.
Yeah.
Everybody's got players. You got to play your best game every single time you go on the road, playing at home. You got to eliminate penalties. You cannot have turnovers. And that's what scares me to death about Alabama Saturday night.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that here in a second.
You mentioned $42 gets you into FSU Notre Dame. I just pulled up to see what Texas A&M. A ticket.
One ticket.
$564 right now.
For one ticket.
One ticket.
42 to go to see FSU.
$564.
And that's probably in the third level.
Yeah, that's probably.
That's by the light post.
Yeah, that's somewhere in College Station.
Right now, though, you got 2 to choose from. Okay, we went through the list. We talked about it. You got 2 to choose from. Regardless of what happens the rest of the year. Well, you can't say that because there's 4 games left.
Yeah.
But I would say right now, Elko at Texas A&M, as we speak now, and of course the Vandy's coach. If we did it today, I'd give it to Vandy.
Yeah. just for what they've done.
Yeah.
I mean, this is sort of the aberration, kind of like when Drinkowitz wanted. I mean, you don't necessarily think of Missouri, but what they did last year.
Think about this Vandy, South Carolina game. South Carolina just won that's his signature win at home in front. That place was incredible. It was like a concert. It was unbelievable what was going on. Now you got to go play in a little bitty tiny stadium. And what did Vandy just do last week? They go into Auburn and win.
Yeah.
When's the last time that's happened? So watch out, South Carolina.
Yeah. But
they got such a great defense.
Well, what the coaching piece of this is Clark Lee will have a game plan that will put them in position to be competitive at the end.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's coaching. Yeah. So
he is a good coach, and give him credit. And Billy Napier, you can say all you want. This year, the Gators have played hard every snap, I think. I don't think a game... Remember, last year, it was pathetic. They didn't play hard every game.
Right.
He's got them playing really hard. If they could have stayed healthy, he might could have done something this year. We'll talk more about the Gators a little bit later. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide. I talked to Andy yesterday, Andy Bertram. They got an open date. He's worn out, and we're going to give him the off today, and we'll get him back next week when Auburn take a break. You mean to shut up? Is that what you're saying? I'll shut up.
I was tearing up Andy's phone number.
Okay. All right. We'll be right back. 104.3. Can I do a commercial now? Oh, good. I didn't know what you were saying. Oh, man. Turf Pro Pest Control. You want that yard to look beautiful? Patrick can make it happen. Call them. They'll come out. They'll evaluate what's going on. They'll come up with a game plan. Your yard will look absolutely beautiful. And Wildcat, you said he did a great job Monday. He was in here the whole time Monday.
Yeah. It was a good show.
His back's probably hurting having to carry Chad.
Yeah.
Dr. Mitchell. We all got to carry him. Anyway, Turf Pro Pest Control, #1, not even close. You can listen to Patrick, 8:30 every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven, they've got the best owner in the world. I love this man. He's got a great heart. He is friendly. He is kind. He is important. He's a great guy. And I tell you what, the people that work for him are just like that. They treat you like family. They always are having a good day. They always have a smile on their face. You go into a restaurant, you go into a business, and there's somebody not happy. They don't treat you right. They don't have a smile on their face. You remember that, and you usually don't go back. You'll always go back to Beef O'Brady's because they do treat you like family, and the food is incredible. This weekend, all the games are being played. Go watch the games at Beef O'Brady. Have a great meal. And don't forget, yesterday's a big day for them. They had those 10 wings and a side for $9.99. Go check out Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. And Pat is also the best city commissioner Lynn Haven has ever had. I love that guy. Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven. Hey, I want some jewelry. Where am I going?
Going to go to David Adamson Fine Jewelry. I shouldn't say fine because they are a designer jewelry company. They can appraise your jewelry. They can repair your jewelry right there on site. If you'd like, they can even purchase your jewelry from you and give you a really good price and 25 to 75% off everything in the store. And I mean everything, just in time for Christmas. David Adamson Designer Jewelry at 830 Ohio Avenue, or as we say on that side of the bridge, Highway 77, right there in Lynn Haven.
And do not forget, this weekend, we will be covering on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 6:30, the Alabama-LSU game. Listen to it here. Also, at 2:30, leave it right here on ESPN. We're going to be covering the Georgia at Ole Miss game. Man, we got it all right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We shall return.
Pretty woman. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the NFL.
Touchdown, Denver!
We bring you the biggest games every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night.
Oh, he's got the first down!
Plus, we'll broadcast more college football games than ever before.
He did what?
Live NFL and college football play here.
Unbelievable!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. A variety of sprinkles and some clouds this afternoon and evening with a high near 83 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clouds tonight, a gentle breeze out of the east-northeast and a temperature of 73. About the same tomorrow, around 82 with some clouds and a wind at 8 miles per hour out of the east. Partly cloudy Saturday and very warm around 81. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
WGSX Lynn Haven, W Field 2 Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Build up to Black Friday with savings all month long at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus take an additional 10% off when you buy select major appliances. And don't wait to pick up holiday inflatables under $20. Don't wait to save, in-store or online now, because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 11/6 through 12/4. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items while supplies last.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll. Alabama Update is brought to you by Steverson Air Conditioning. Jason and his crew are there for you anytime, day or night. You call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll be out there as soon as possible. They'll correct any issues you have. They do a great job. If you got an old one and you don't want to get a new one, I get it. But you're paying so much money every month in your power bill, go ahead and get you a new one. Call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll come out. They'll give you all kind of options. They'll measure it out. They'll do an incredible job. And what will happen, you're going to feel better. You're going to be warm in the winter. You're going to be cool in the summer.
Let me tell you something from my own experience.
Tell them.
That when you switch from using your air conditioner 24/7 all the time to, now I got a heat pump, so same difference. But when you switch that from using the air conditioner to using your heat pump for heat, if you don't have that thing tuned up, it might not work. So you better call them up, tell them to do the cleaning, tell them to do the service. It costs you next to nothing. They come out there, they get it done, they get it right. When you switch from air conditioning to heating, no problem.
That's the reason you get serviced about 6 months. So they do it. And you want to go with a local company, you go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. I love Jason. They're just great people. Debbie, all of them down there, wonderful people. That is Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jeremy, what do you got for us today on the Crimson Tide of Alabama?
It's a big one this Saturday night. I've had the good fortune of watching a lot of college football games in a lot of different venues, and there's one place that stands out when you're in the visiting whites, and
they treat you like family.
Oh gosh, and that announcer comes over the loudspeaker and says, the sun has found its home in the western sky, and it's Saturday night in Death Valley. That crowd goes nuts.
Are you going?
No, I am not going. 6:30 Saturday night in Baton Rouge. But if you've never had that experience, it is incredible. It lives up to the hype.
You know who is going?
Who's going?
Coach Brian Norman.
Okay.
He gets all. He says he is the credit. He's the reason Arnold is back in football. Is him. That's what he says.
Yep.
So he's going to be there. His son and daughter. His son both played in the LSU band. So I hope he has a good time. I hope they lose. Go ahead.
Well, it's going to be all that Alabama LSU is, and this is one of those where they talk about the realignment. I wouldn't care if this one went away. I just wouldn't. Let's give us Mississippi State back. Thank you. But Alabama all time 56, 27, and 5 against the Tigers, including 11 of the last 13. That doesn't seem that lopsided because the most recent success.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that lopsided, but 11 of 13. However, we're just trying to get the winning streak up to 2. We beat them last year 42-28 in Tuscaloosa. But the year before in Baton Rouge, you recall, we came up a little bit short and couldn't hold the lead. Will Reichert tied the ball game up, and then Roydell Williams got us an overtime lead, but Daniels scored, and then they went for two. Brian Kelly went for two and knocked us out, and that was the 32-31 game. It was their first win since 2019. So they're looking to defend the home turf again, and I think this game is going to come down to just a couple of key points. Alabama secondary. We've been talking about Alabama secondary since the summer. Can they grow up and play, stout defense? They're going to have to. If Alabama's DBs and secondary can't hold, this will be a track meet, and we'll see a lot of points, and it'll get ugly.
And I don't think we can match them point for point. I don't
think we've got the offensive power to stay point for point. So
Jimmy, the answer is, knowing that those Alabama coaches know that. And when you went up to Knoxville and you saw him drop back to throw the ball 50 times, he only threw it 45 because he was pressured, but dropped back to throw it 50 times, and you saw what happened.
Yeah.
If they try that formula in Baton Rouge, we're going to get blown out.
That's right. That's right.
Big time.
The best defensive scheme we saw from Alabama was the first half of the Georgia game.
Yeah.
We had not seen any pressure and kind of rolled the dice on that, and it paid off. For whatever reason, the second half they backed off, and you saw Georgia find their stride. And it was kind of a foreshadowing of what happened up in Knoxville. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was a tale of two halves. So if you see that sit back, try to bend but don't break, we're going to get broken.
Off. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so that's the big key. Can they get LSU off the field?
Another thing too, Jeremy, when we have opportunities to score, we got to score touchdowns. We got to put points on the board, because think back to the Tennessee game, how tired the defense was. We don't have the depth we've had. No. Now, the open date came at a great time.
Yeah, Alabama has the historical open date that precedes this ball game, and so they should be rested. Should have some of those nicks and bruises and bangs. A little healthier going in. So
what Alabama team shows up? How many penalties do we get? Brian Kelly's already called out his crowd. He's already told them what they needed to do to affect Alabama's football team.
Yeah.
And it does affect. In the past, it never affected Saban's teams. It did affect.
Yeah.
Well, I take that back. 2 years ago, Tennessee affected us also.
Right. Now, are you looking for an advantage here? Looking for an equalizer? Looking for some kind of variable that you have to take into account? Right now, weather forecast in Baton Rouge. Showers becoming a steady rain, east wind 5 to 10, chance of rain 80%.
Is that the hurricane?
Some of those bands potentially. Now this could change.
That favors Bama.
That favors Alabama. That's exactly where I was going with this, because now some of those passes might be dropped. Ball becomes a little harder to throw.
Right.
Alabama can run it a little better than LSU. So. The weather.
LSU starting offensive linemen's out. Do you have all the injuries? And
I've got that. I can pull that report up here and see. But that's the X factor with this hurricane that's spinning out there, moving more toward the west. The timing of this thing is such that, and weather in Baton Rouge kind of go hand in hand too. They've played in tropical storms down there at times. So watch for that piece of it, because I do think that actually will benefit Alabama. As much as LSU loves Saturday night in the rain and all that mystique, this is a huge development.
I remember one time Coach Bryant took a team that Alabama was ranked 1 in the country, and they went undefeated, won the national championship. And they only beat LSU. That night, I think it favored LSU because Alabama's running the wishbone. They only beat LSU 3-0. In that game.
Yeah.
And they let the grass hide. So maybe this helps Bama.
Points will be at a premium. So watch the weather forecast. Keon Sabb, DB, out for Alabama. Cole Adams, wide receiver, out. LSU's injury report. Jordan Allen, the safety, is out. Harold Perkins, the linebacker, out. Kyle Parker, wide receiver, out. John Emery, out. Trey Holly, out. Crawford, the offensive lineman, out.
That's a big one.
Yep. Princess Malbrew, defensive end, out. Kobe Roberts, out. I mean, they are banged up. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. LSU's also had 2 weeks off. You saw what happened to A&M when their quarterback, they changed quarterbacks and they let them run the ball. That destroyed, and think back a year ago in Tuscaloosa, Melrose coming out party killed them running the ball. It was just like the A&M game last year.
Mm-hmm.
They'd had 2 weeks to get ready for their defense to get ready to stop the quarterback. Can they do it? If they turn Melrose loose, can they do it?
I can guarantee you we watched that game film going, okay, if we can eliminate that blocker and even up the numbers and put it in Milrose's hands, he will run 10 times at least Saturday night. He'll have 10 rushes.
I think he's going to have to run at least 10 times to give us a shot. And we got to run our other running backs.
Yeah, you have to run
Even only pick up 3 yards. Keep running them, man. Eat the clock. Keep LSU's quarterback on the sidelines.
And find creative ways to get it to them.
Yeah.
Not just straight power. Let's put some folks in motion. Let's, bring maybe some counters. Something.
Misdirection.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I like to call that the razzle-dazzle.
The razzle-dazzle. We can do that. We will do that for you.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. It's going to be good. And loser, get ready to go play in Orlando in the Citrus Bowl. Because any postseason hopes that you have end Saturday night for somebody.
I do have Saturdays down south. You made a good choice right there because that's what they said more or less. And they got Bama playing in it. So we shall see. Alabama Update has been brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. I love Jason and their crew. Anytime, we tell you all the time, if you got any problems, don't call anybody else. Go with locals. You go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. And I tell you what, I appreciate all the people that do listen to this, that they do go with Stevenson, and they tell me they're really pleased with them. I had a guy at J. Michael's restaurant stop me and said, I listened to your show. I went with them. They did a great job. Their truck is always in Bay Point. I live in Bay Point Walk there. Got a lot of friends out there. They listen and they use Stevenson Air Conditioning, and so should you. So should you. Get to J. Michael's restaurant, the best seafood, the coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's. For all your real estate closing, it's Chuck Tucker, South Oak Title and Closing. And I tell you what, that Cajun place, again, I will be there at 11 o'clock. Come join us. We're going to have a great time. They have the best wings. They have 27-plus TVs. They got the best food. Chicken sausage gumbo, as good as you'll get anywhere in the country. I think it's better there than it is in New Orleans. The food's incredible. The atmosphere is second to none. That Cajun place right there on Thomas Drive, go check it out. You're going to have a great time. And LSU fans, this is where you want to be Saturday night. Go to the game there. Have an LSU shirt on. When they score, free Jell-O shots. I'm going to ask Jan and Trudy if I wear my Alabama shirt and Alabama scores, so I get a free beer. I don't think they'll give it to me, but I'm going to ask anyway. No, I won't, because I know the answer. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Play. ESPN. Be right back.
Friday night I crashed your party.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
We're up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Hurricane Helene.
And breaking weather as it happens.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. A variety of sprinkles and some clouds this afternoon and evening with a high near 83 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clouds tonight, a gentle breeze out of the east-northeast and a temperature of 73. About the same tomorrow, around 82 with some clouds and a wind at 8 miles per hour out of the east. Partly cloudy Saturday and very warm around 81. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Hello, this is Rick Wasser with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer, located at 2241 East Baldwin Road. Shopping for a garage, portable building, cabin, We build them anywhere from 8 to 16 foot wide, 10 feet to 60 feet long. We can do insulation, electricity, transom dormers, thermal windows. Come, let's customize a building together. Rick Vossen, Stormore Portable Building Dealer, Panama City.
Saturday on ESPN Radio. It's a critical showdown to the SEC.
They can come after us all we want. We're coming right back.
Third-ranked Georgia heads into Oxford to go head-to-head with 16th-ranked Ole Miss.
Touchdown, Ole Miss!
Third-ranked Georgia at number 16, Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
Coverage starts Saturday at 2, kickoff at 2:30 on your home for the NFL, ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Lord, that's how I get by.
Want to know the inside scoop on your favorite teams? From the gridiron to the hardwood to the diamond. For comprehensive sports coverage, it's ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
Whoa! Eagle, hey, Martha Kinney, James Jenner. Auburn, off week this week. You talked to James or Jenna lately?
Seen James, yeah, they're doing well. Got Leslie's got one up at Auburn freshman year. Max enjoying that, so
yeah,
a good Auburn family.
I'm sure their grandbaby in Atlanta will be raised at Auburn Tiger.
Oh,
he had one daughter go to Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got a lot of folks from Georgia that actually go to school at Auburn. They'll come across there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me how many different fan bases we have throughout the Panhandle of Florida. A lot of Alabama, a lot of Auburn.
You can drive through some of these subdivisions. It looks like the United Nations with all the flags.
It really does. I love it. I love it, man. We got, of course, we focus on Florida, Georgia, Florida State, Alabama, Auburn, and that's probably the most, I would say. Then with the military bases, we have so many Big Ten people here.
A lot of Big
all
Ten
over
people.
The country.
Yeah, and you can drive through and see USC flags and Oregon flags. Yeah, so
Dave, West
Michigan,
Son-in-law's Dave, he owns Firefly. They're big Southern Cal fans. I know he gets upset when they lose. Where we at? Auburn.
Big night for Auburn basketball last night.
What happened?
They dispatched Vermont 94-43 to open the season.
Did you ever thought there'd be a time where Alabama Auburn basketball were probably more powerful than their football programs?
I tell you, it's fascinating to watch, and the little rivalry with Oates and Pearl. I mean, we're there now.
It's amazing.
Speaking of Auburn basketball, you saw Sonny Smith stepping down.
Yeah, I was, and listen, Andy was not going to be with us today. I talked to him. Well, I texted him. He texted me back yesterday that he's off, and when he's off, him and his wife took a little time off last time. They got two of them.
It's about to get really busy for Andy too.
Oh my God, he didn't. Now listen, Andy's one of the few that does not just football and basketball. He does all of them.
Yeah.
And talk about that. Coach is going to retire, so Andy Brown will have somebody else working with him.
Yeah, I just Sonny Smith. For those that know the program,
love Sonny Smith. I don't know him, but
he's just so well spoken. He spoke. I helped officiate Jim Fife's funeral years ago. Jim was the voice of the Auburn Tigers.
Really?
Yeah, so
I know that.
Carl Stegall, Pat.
He used to cover high school sports when I played in Montgomery.
Yeah, so Carl Stegall, who's senior minister, I was associate there. Pat Dye and Sonny Smith, the four of us had Jim's service, and Sonny, very, very eloquent, very well spoken. Jim was just one of those great guys. I mean, touchdown Auburn for everybody's followed the program, and they'd have a Saturday night game in Baton Rouge, and he'd still be serving as an usher on Sunday morning. I mean, he was just that faithful, that dedicated there.
He was a good man. Was it a heart attack?
Aneurysm.
That's right.
Yeah.
What did Coach Dye? How did Coach Dye do?
He kind of stream of consciousness, Sonny was prepared, and Pat got up in his sort of ambling, ways of sharing, but that contrasted the styles of the two men.
When Bud Casey passed away, Coach Dye was there, and
Yeah. So, and then of course Rod follows, Jim in, and then, unfortunately, tragically killed, and Andy's there. So,
and not only Andy's taking care of his kids. I mean, Andy's a great man,
great guy,
and they're wonderful. I love Andy Burcham. I think he's.
But talking about the Auburn basketball, I mean, here we are 1-0, and they just easily dispatched Vermont and Alabama. High hopes. for Alabama as they get ready to start. We'll talk a little more about that. But here, basketball had always been sort of pass-through time that kind of, maybe make the NIT. Hey, backdoor into the tournament. No, there's some serious, Elite Eight type expectations now with these programs.
No doubt. And they're making good money.
Making good money now, yeah.
And they built the new arena at Auburn, and it's one of the loudest in college football. It's like their football program is one of the loudest, and now their basketball is the same way. That's incredible.
Rowdy.
And some of your people that go to your church are almost at all their home basketball games.
Yeah, you've got a lot of folks that'll go up. Segrist will go up there and stay. And,
Steve.
Yeah, Elizabeth go up and watch. And so, it's I think transformed the winter, kind of program there. And, I tend to go to a game or two. What I like to do, and a lot of folks I know do this, I wait for the baseball season, because then you can go to a basketball game, and they'll tend to offset the baseball games.
Right.
And so you can go to the gym and then just go across and, pick up a ball game. Same thing at Plainsman Park, which is another great venue. So it's not just a football school anymore. I mean,
Can you remember when you could get a basketball ticket, no problem, at Alabama Auburn, no problem?
Yeah.
Now, you're going to pay a pretty penny to get into those games.
Don't pay a premium. Yeah.
Jamie did a good interview with, and I got to brag on her pictures on the cover, or one of those SEC things. It was her interviewing Bruce Pearl, and she helped him out one time. He called her and said, Jamie, I need some help on this thing, and she did it. It helped him. You know what? He remembered that. So anytime he can help Jamie out, he does it. He's a good guy. Jamie loves him. And she said the same thing about Oates is a really good guy, too. Good people. Both of them are really good people.
Well, cool. Auburn basketball took care of business, and they're off and running with high hopes. They're on the Plains. Auburn, basically 94-43. It was never close here, so a lot of these games are kind of early warm-ups, but you just want to take care of business in those.
All right, Auburn football. But they got an open week, getting ready for Monroe. Pat Dye's birthday was yesterday. Wednesday was Coach Dye's birthday. To me, one of the greatest coaches in college football history. Coach Bryant loved him. I knew Coach Dye is a good man. If I will say this, if he was coaching Auburn right now, you would have not lost those games you lost. And I'm not cutting down Hugh Freeze either. Coach Dye was just a cut above just about everybody. An incredible coach, incredible man. Hugh Freeze's nephew's son, he died. His brother's son died, passed away. So keep them in your prayers. The players talked about it, that they were there. They showed the support for Coach. They had a moment of silence, prayer for this nephew before practice. And one of them said that Coach Freeze was like a father figure to all of us, and we're there for him and appreciate everything he does for us. So that's pretty cool. Auburn, they talked about the quarterback situation at Auburn, and there's talk about now, do you make a change? Do you give somebody else an opportunity where you're at the season? The quarterback play has not been very consistent. At times it's been good. At times it's been terrible. The Oklahoma game, pick six, cost them that ball game. They made a change. It didn't work out. They went back to Thorne. You got 2 weeks to get prepared. What's Coach Freeze going to do? He's going to ride out with Peyton Thorne these last 3 games, or is he going to make a change and go with the freshman? Is he going to go with a true freshman? If I had any doubt in my mind, if I was a coach, and you got Texas A&M, you got Alabama, you got Monroe, I'm going to build for the future. But then other coaches would go, no, I don't want to throw him in against A&M. I don't want to throw him in there against Alabama because I don't want him to get a negative experience. I'm kind of different. I would put him in there, and I'd go with it. What would you do?
The game has shifted so much, and this is one of those aspects of reps and touches, and there's no way to recreate live game experience. If you can kind of develop somebody and you're building for the future, I think you also have to show in this transfer portal era that you're willing to invest in the future a little bit. A guy finishing out a season and then regrouping, and now here's your new starting quarterback, that may be a thing of the past. You may have to start showing, hey, you are our guy. Just like we're going to see firing of coaches in the middle of the year to offset the timing of the portal.
Everybody at Florida's worried right now about Lagway. Will he leave?
Will he leave? Yeah. So
I think you're on to something right there. They're saying it. They're debating it right now. They're thinking about all these situations, all these things that can happen. But I would like to see Walker White in there. Thorne, a 63% passer, 1,825 yards, 13 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. They scored 7 points against Vandy. Alabama lost, but they scored points. Texas almost lost. They scored points. What do you got to lose?
Nothing. Backup quarterback's always the most popular person on campus
until they play. Then you find out why he's a backup quarterback.
Yeah. But it does create some energy.
We shall see. Auburn, a week from Saturday, will play Monroe. That should be a win. But you know what? In this world, in this time, everybody's got players. There's no guarantees about anything right now.
Not right now.
Hopefully they get this thing going back. But do think, we always talk about prayer. We always ask you to pray for Ryan, Michigan Eddie, anybody's going through anything. We've asked you to pray for, we prayed for Trump on Monday, national prayer for him at 6 o'clock. So keep Coach Hugh Freeze in your thoughts and prayers, and his brother. His brother lost his son. I could not comprehend losing a daughter, a son, a grandchild. I don't know if I could survive that. I really don't.
All loss is tough. And, when you lose an older person, it's said that you lose your past. Somebody knows the story, knows it. But when you lose a young person, you lose the future.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part.
No doubt about that. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We want to thank Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Pat, we love you, man. You're the best city commissioner Lynn Haven's ever had, bar none. You do an incredible job running a restaurant. You do an incredible job leading people. He is a natural leader. Look at the people that work for him. They are just like him. They always have a smile on their face. They treat you like family. They do a great job. The service is unbelievable. The food's incredible. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Go check it out. Go watch all the games over there if you're in Lynn Haven this weekend. Beef O'Brady's. Turf Pro Pest Control. Pat will be with us Monday morning, 8:30. You want your yard to look beautiful? He can make it happen. Give him a call. They'll come out. Your yard will look absolutely beautiful. If I want to get Jan Trudy some jewelry, where could I go? Where can I go?
The smart person always goes out 8:30, Highway 77 in Lynn Haven, to David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
And I'm smart.
They create jewelry in their minds. They take it there. Do what I did. I just wrote it down on a piece of paper on a business card right while I was standing there. I'd like to have this done and this. Boom, bang, boom. Put it on the computer. I was able to see it, approve it, and now it's being created.
Jeremy,
cool,
you ever heard that boom, bang, boom?
Boom, bang, boom.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Do you use that at church? Boom, bang, boom.
You can use it. You have
That's pretty good. I like that. I learn more and more from you every time. Thank you for being you.
David Adamson,
you're a special person.
Jewelry.
We appreciate you.
You're a smart guy.
We do.
Go there.
We really do.
All right.
We'll be right back. You're listening to the legendary 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Right back.
Just in. Get the latest sports news, scores, and updates from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes action, live streams, and the chance to interact with your favorite hosts.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Join the conversation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Search for ESPN Northwest Florida and crush the follow button.
I follow you on social media.
We're always here to keep you in the game.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive a new 2024 Kia. You'll see why everyone is talking about Kia. The 2024 Kia will give you the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in a luxury sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2024 Kia K5. Performance, power, and design built just for you. Discover the new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. Bill Bird Kia, the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you just like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linden. Call 850-320-8388.
On the run. Time to let the big dogs eat.
How about that answer by Georgia? To the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I'm pumped up about this. Auburn's off this week, so what do? We're going to go find you some unbelievable football games and two of the best huge football games. You can listen to Georgia at Ole Miss right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Kickoff is at 2:30. If you're home watching, turn the volume down, listen to our station. Okay, so I like listening to guys.
I'll tell you one thing I'm excited about, and that's tonight. Right here on ESPN, we're going to have a rematch with the Bengals and Ravens. And it was a very tight, very exciting game last time they played them. Unfortunately, the Bengals lost, but not by much. It was only by like 3 points or something
like that. The Bengals always lose?
And now a break for station identification.
Then the night game, the big one, Alabama at LSU, 6:30 kickoff. You can listen to that game right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. I encourage all of you to go out to the Cajun Place and watch the game down there. You want to see some exciting people. You're going to see some great stuff down there. It will be loud. It will be crazy. You'll see a lot of Alabama shirts there. You're going to see a lot of LSU people there. And that's fun when they all get together. And every time LSU scores a touchdown, free Jell-O shots. Go check it out and listen to them right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. I want to thank all of you guys for listening. Really appreciate it. Wow. What a week. What a weekend for college football. I think it's one of the best weekends we've had in college football this weekend. They mean so much this week. The playoff committee just picked the teams, and now we know what their feelings are. Before we do these picks real quick, I wanted to ask you, ACC, you got SMU, which I think is a good ball club. They're right. Number 13th. You got Pitt with only the one loss. They're 18th. Louisville, look what they did. Look what they did on the road. Put a beat down on Clemson. Then you got Miami at number 4, and I forgot where Clemson's ranked. I'm sorry, I forgot. But how many will they get in? I'm thinking one.
One.
I'm with you. I think
the
they'll
champion.
Get one. Yeah, I'm with you. I think they're going to do the same thing to the Big 12.
One. No.
And some of it makes me believe that they know who has the power, who has the control, and that's the Big Ten, the SEC. If you don't keep them happy, then you see them break off and have a Super League.
Yeah. It gets real interesting with the Big Ten SEC as to how it shakes out.
I think we'll get 4 apiece at least.
No. Boise going to do what they need to do and hold on. Indiana and Penn State now are in a fascinating sort of tit for tat. Oregon, Ohio State, if they go back through and play each other.
Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, I think all 3 are in.
I think Penn State's still in.
They're in.
Even with the loss, they're close enough to get in.
One loss. And who they got left? They got Purdue. Was it Purdue? Mm-hmm. Minnesota and Maryland. If he didn't blow one of those 3 games, they're in. You're not going to leave 11-1 team, Penn State team out.
And the next 2 weeks will tell us what we'll need to know about Indiana. Michigan this week, this week, and then
Buckeyes.
They're
not going to beat. If they lose those 2,
but if they go into the horseshoe and it's a 3-point game, it's a 1-possession game.
If they only have 1 loss, how do you hold them out?
They're in.
All right, let me ask you this. They lose to Michigan. They lose to Ohio State. I think the bubble's busted.
Penn State backdoors in.
Yeah. I think Penn State's getting in regardless. I do.
Yeah.
The problem's going to be SEC. I think we're going to beat each other up. I think you could have a 3-loss SEC team. It's going to be better than other teams.
That's going to be at the house.
Their SEC teams right now better than the 12 teams that are in there right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you look at the SEC standings right now, and we know the games that are still out there, Georgia 5-1, A&M 5-1, Tennessee 5-1, Texas 3-1, LSU 3-1. So Texas A&M, one of those has to take a second conference loss. Georgia, Tennessee, one of those has to take a second conference loss. Georgia, Ole Miss, Georgia could get a third conference loss with an upset.
And don't forget the SEC championship game. They can lose a game there.
Alabama, LSU. LSU could get a second loss. Alabama could get a third. All of those teams still have to play one another.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Alabama went out. Don't even go play for the SEC championship game because you get in. You go play for the SEC championship, you get through losses. There's no guarantee.
No guarantee you're getting in.
So are they going to penalize people playing the extra game or not?
Yes.
That's what I want to see.
I think so.
Let me ask you this, Jeremy. You got number 14 in the playoff poll is Texas A&M, 15's LSU, Ole Miss is 16th. I think all three of those teams would beat number 9 BYU. I think they would all beat Indiana at home. At home. Now, I don't know about Indiana, but at home. So I do think you got teams in the SEC that are a lot better than the top. Boise State, I think those three teams would beat Boise State. They're 12th.
Yeah. And this is where the SEC cannibalism is underway.
Throw Miami in there. I think three of those teams have a good shot to beat Miami.
Yeah. Just a lot of ball left in the conference with the leaders, kind of going at each other with just the way the schedule's set up this year.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start these picks, and we have time. We'll hit on some high schools. Well, no, we don't. We don't have high schools, so we can maybe come back to some things. But let's. I want to make sure we get them in. Last week, where are you at? Did you make picks last week?
I was out.
I was out.
Yeah.
You were out, so we didn't. You and I. Well, I did make them with the other guys. I was 12 of. I missed 3 of them.
How did you miss them when you picked Sunday morning?
I asked Julie that. I said, "What the heck, man?" Thank you.
I love this guy.
I wanted to pick Louisville. I really did. And to the last second, I said I'm going to go with Clemson. That cost me. I also lost. Where are the other ones I lost? Auburn. I had Auburn. I lost the Auburn game. And Texas A&M. I lost to Texas. That's the 3 I lost. You probably would have picked the same 3. So
yeah,
we'll give you the same record. The big winner last week, I think, was Jim Brandt. He was 9 of 12. Jason Kovaleski had a terrible week. He was 8 of 12. And Glenn was always bad, like he always is. He was 7 of 12. All right, let's go. Washington traveling across the country to play Penn State. Are their hearts broken? What do you think about that?
Happy Valley will be happy. They'll get it back on track. And I've said this and say it again. James Franklin is the best 1-2 loss coach in the country. He just cannot seem to break through
the big games,
the big ones.
His name, Coach Day. Coach Day at least beats him.
Yeah, yeah. And I know it's frustrating for that Penn State fan base. I mean, it's just like Charlie Brown and Lucy trying to kick a football.
Yeah, they were after him big time. They showed a video. I saw it. Him and his family were walking underneath, and there were fans out there yelling at him to be fired right there in front of the family. So it was kind of brutal.
Yeah.
He's only lost 1 game this year, but it was a big loss.
They're tired of whipping up on Kent State, and they're ready to deliver that big one.
Did you see it? I was in New Orleans at a sports bar there, a little bitty tiny bar there, and watching it. And when that Ohio State quarterback fumbled, he should have scored, and he fumbled the ball out of the end zone, I said, that might have saved the ball game. Then later in the game, Penn State down the goal line throws the interception, and I said, I think Ohio State just won the ball game now. Both of them had critical turnovers that could have switched the game, but the better team won. Ohio State's defense is pretty real.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
They're good. Ohio State's really
but Penn State bounces back. Washington's got to make the long trip, and they'll get it together.
Okay, Maryland is at Oregon.
This is Oregon.
All the way.
Oregon,
I got to give them credit. They're pretty good. All right, the one we were talking about, does the bubble get busted? Michigan at Indiana.
Because it is at Indiana, and they're playing in Bloomington, Indiana gets it done.
I was thinking, does Michigan have enough offense, enough quarterback play to pull? Can you believe we're talking about Michigan pulling an upset by beating Indiana? That's hard to believe.
Yeah. Michigan's got the ability to do so. They're going to have to play a complete ball game, but Indiana's firepower is just remarkable.
I think Ohio State's hit their stride. I think this is going to get ugly. Ohio State, Purdue at Ohio State.
Oh, terrible. Purdue is terrible. So, yeah, big Ohio State win.
big time. All right, the one we've been talking about, FSU at Notre Dame. We thought this was going to be the game. If FSU gets through this one, they could go undefeated. No, they'll be lucky to win another ball game. Who do you like?
Notre Dame gets it done at home.
Do they embarrass them? Do they keep it close?
And they may embarrass them. I mean, this really could get ugly. Hate it for Florida State. I mean, but I think it's going to be a long night in South Bend.
Kind of with you. Clemson, can they bounce back? Now, they're at Virginia Tech. That's supposed to be a tough place to play. I have no idea if that's what they say. Virginia Tech was supposed to be pretty good this year. Is their kids still down? Do they sleepwalk in there after getting beat down by Louisville? Or does Clemson bounce back and get a big win?
This is on Dabo to get them motivated. And everything I've heard about Blacksburg, I've not been to a ball game there, but they say it's an intense, raucous environment, and they get up for the big ball games. So I think Clemson gets it done, but closer than we might think.
Keep an eye on that one.
Yeah.
Miami at Georgia Tech. Jeremy, I say keep an eye on this one. You say no way. I think it's hard to win every game. I really do. This one, just kind of keep an eye on it. I don't think they got enough. Miami, that quarterback is hard to beat. And I don't know if Miami's defense is good enough to win a championship, but we'll see. Maybe they could be an upset. Who knows? What do you think?
I'm issuing a hurricane warning for Atlanta.
Ooh, okay. It's going to be some bad weather.
Yeah.
All right, we get back. We'll finish up on these picks. Right now, let's talk about some of our great people. I want to look better, feel better, so I always go down to Max Fit Sports Nutrition. I'm lucky. I get to visit with Jason a couple of times during the week. The guy's incredible. If you got a son or daughter involved in sports, you want to get an edge, go down, sit with him, talk to him. They'll tell you, they can break it down by what position you play, what you need to eat, what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, and what kind of workout you need to be doing. What are you taking right now, Wildcat?
It's a combination of protein and caffeine. So instead of buying those energy coffee drinks at $4,
that will kill you.
Something that will probably and have a lot of sugar in them. Jason hooked me up with this stuff. It's good for me. It tastes better. Good. Yeah. I feel better.
Yeah, you feel better.
And I'm saving.
I felt you. You felt good.
I'm saving a bunch of money. Look at the color in my cheeks.
Yeah, beautiful.
These cheeks.
Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. Do not play around with this. It can be dead. I had a coach that's going through some tough stuff right now. As you get older, you really got to pay attention. When you're younger, pay attention. If you're getting in those sun tanning beds, you're killing yourself. Stay out of them. Do not get into those things. 5 minutes can save your life. Call, make an appointment with Dr. Ward. You want to do it anyway, at least once a year, at least, regardless of your age. And if you're getting up there earlier, I'd go twice a year. But if you see something, it feels weird, it just doesn't look right, any type of bleeding at all, you better get there now. 5 minutes can save your life. Dr. Ward, listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. John, I love you. Charlotte, love you. Wonderful people. Get out to Newbies, support them. They're always supporting the community. They do a great job down at Newbies. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN. There you go. Play it, baby. Jeremy Prison. Right back.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
The suggestion that Mike Tannenbaum made on Get Up, that the Lions get Myles Garrett and the Browns get 3 first-round picks, a 2026 second-round pick, and Jahmyr Gibbs. If the Browns were ever offered that and they said no, just fold.
This is draft day, Sonny. We getting all my picks back?
I want David Putney too, though, and pancakes.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. A variety of sprinkles and some clouds this afternoon and evening with a high near 83 and a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clouds tonight, a gentle breeze out of the east-northeast and a temperature of 73. About the same tomorrow, around 82 with some clouds and a wind at 8 miles per hour out of the east. Partly cloudy Saturday and very warm around 81. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Harts Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
Build up to Black Friday with savings all month long at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, take an additional 10% off when you buy select major appliances. And don't wait to pick up holiday inflatables under $20. Don't wait to save. In-store or online now. Because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 11/6 through 12/4. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items while supplies last.
He has a really low passenger rating on Uber. He punched a magician and started a petition to remove the penny from circulation.
Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
Is he sane? I have no idea.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yes. I agree.
Yep.
What is that? I'm trying to hear what that is. Who is that?
The devil inside.
Devil inside.
In excess.
In excess, going way back here.
I don't know that.
Late 80s.
Yeah. I stay away from the devil songs. I don't really like.
It was left over from Halloween.
Oh, Lord. All right, let's get going. I think we got them. I think now we can jump into the SEC. I think that's all the Big Ten. Only Big Tens and ACC games we're going to pick. Now let's jump into the Big Ten and make sure you listen. I know we're making you guys a lot of money, as far as you know. Let's get going. Florida at Texas, 11 o'clock kickoff, ABC. We'll be at the Cajun Place watching this game. Come join us. Come by and say hello. Well, I have my Bama shirt in there for all you LSU fans. What's going to happen, Jeremy? Is it a 21 and a half? 21 and a half. Does that happen, or does Florida, bless their heart, the quarterback situation is pretty tough right now for Florida. The defense, the kids are playing hard. But Texas had 2 weeks. I don't feel good about this one.
Texas rolling big
time. Mississippi State at Tennessee. Mississippi State, I like their coach. They're going through an adjustment right now. It's tough on them. I think they leave him alone. Maybe he can get this thing going there. Tennessee, I think, is good. If their quarterback ever gets playing like he's capable of, watch out. Who you like in this one?
Mississippi State plays everybody close. I mean, whether that's the Baltimore Ravens or Jenks High School. I mean, but they can't.
Hey, a big comeback against UMass.
It's crazy to watch this ball team, and I know it's got to be frustrating for the fan base there because they compete. They are scrappy. But they just seem to come up a little short here, and I think the same thing's going to happen. I think they're going to play Tennessee tough, but then Tennessee's going to just pull it out right here at the end. It's a bizarre football team.
Happy birthday.
That's what makes it exciting, though.
Yeah.
But I can understand their frustration.
Their frustration with that. Yeah. I mean, this is not going to be an easy ball game for Tennessee.
And Coach was saying, well, if they get adjusted, blah blah blah. Well, it's too late in the season. Right. It's either you're dead set in the way you're going to do things, or you're not.
But every game with Mississippi State's competitive. I mean, they just are coming up a little
short. At least it's good football to watch.
It's good football to watch. That's exactly right.
For me, it's easier for me to deal with if you guys can call in 215-6290 instead of me dealing on my cell phone. So call us in. If you want to give us a call today, give us a call, 215-6290. I think he'll answer the phone. It's 50-50. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. You never know with him. I'm sorry. Did I say that on air?
Depends on if I'm in between shots or not.
Yeah, whatever. All right, let's go. You got...
I got Tennessee.
Okay. You picked Mississippi State. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because.
You know what? Just do it. Oklahoma at Missouri. I thought at one time this was going to be a big football. It is a big football game for you, the head football coach at Oklahoma. Missouri at home. I like Missouri at home. Oklahoma, do they have enough offense?
No.
This used to be a big rival game. Well, a big game when they played in the same league. I think Missouri's going to stand up and play hard. Their quarterback situation there, though, he might. I don't know if he's playing or not. I didn't look.
This is going to be a low-scoring slugfest. 2013, maybe really lighten up the scoreboard.
Well, if it's low-scoring and if it's a defensive ball game, I like Oklahoma's chances.
Oklahoma's going to keep it competitive. I mean,
who you like?
I still like Missouri, but Missouri's going to have to grind this thing out.
Missouri, get it done, Missouri. Georgia. This is a huge football game. We got to talk about this.
Wouldn't you want to be on the Grove this Saturday?
Yes, I would.
Wow.
Yes, I would. I've got a feeling deep down inside. There's a song. I got a feeling Ole Miss might pull this thing out.
Because the game is in Oxford.
You tell everybody again what you said earlier. You said it perfectly. If it happens the way you're talking about, Ole Miss is going to win. If it happens the other way, it's Georgia.
It's over. Ole Miss comes out and goes up 14-0, and they shift the type of game that Georgia has to play. Look out.
I'm with you.
Look out. Because Lane Kiffin will be like a little kid in his backyard.
But does he pull his usual? Does he go for it down on his own 25-yard line against Georgia's defense, 4th and 1, and they get stuffed? We saw it in Tuscaloosa one time he did that. So if he doesn't beat himself by doing those things, and another thing, all you Florida Gators, you really want him to lose. Because if he's in the playoffs, I don't think he takes that Florida job.
He's going to stay in and keep riding.
Yeah.
I think for Lane, part of it with going for it and kind of living under the shadow of the riverboat gambler Tommy Tuberville was he felt like he had to do it.
Yeah.
If he was going to have a chance to win, you sort of had to roll the dice and see if you could get lucky. I don't think he feels like he has to do that now. But early on, I think he pressed just to see if he could stay competitive.
They got players at Ole Miss.
They've got players.
Offensively, they're explosive. So let's take this phone call. We got to do this. How much time we got? 5. Oh, okay, good. Good morning, sir.
Go Blue Strikes here, Zero Brown, so expect to know. It all depends on Carson Beck.
Yep. Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
If he can control his interception problem.
Yes. Great call, Michigan Eddie.
Yep. And
who do you like? Who do you like, Michigan Eddie? Who are you going to go with?
I like UGA because Coach Kiffin, I don't trust. I'm like him with Coach Franklin with Penn State. You can't. When's the last time Kiffin's won a really big game?
Good point. Jeremy, who are you going to pick?
I'm taking Ole Miss at home. I think this is Kiffin's breakthrough game.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it too.
Yeah.
Michigan, God bless you. How you feeling, buddy?
I'm all right. We're making America great again, brother.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
God. Praise the Lord Jesus.
Amen.
Praise the Lord Jesus.
Real quick, because I got to get these picks in, but I didn't know which way to go. Michigan, Indiana. It's just hard for me to pick Indiana to beat Michigan because of the history, but this is not your old Indiana team. This is a new team. The coach has done a great job there. Who do you like in the Michigan-Indiana game? I think it's at Indiana.
It depends if Michigan's got their full complement of defensive players. Because last week, 2 of our best defensive starters were out. And Indiana always plays Michigan tough in Bloomington.
Okay. All right.
So it's going to... If they can do that one-team quarterback...
We got to quit talking about them. We got the last pick to do. Alabama at LSU. Jeremy, what do you think?
Well, a couple of weeks ago I sat here and picked Tennessee, and just a straight head pick. Alabama gets it done Saturday night in Baton Rouge.
I love it. All right. I hope you're right, brother. I hope you're right. Michigan Eddie, what do you think? Jeremy and I don't agree on this one. I'm not going to make my pick until tomorrow. What do you think? Can Bama go down there and get it done? Can the defense stand up and get some stops? Can they shut down that passing attack? The weather might come into play like Jeremy picked out. That's a big deal. Who do you like in this one, Michigan Eddie?
Bama. I don't trust Kelly as far as I can throw him.
Man, you guys are making me feel better. This is a big game. All right. How much time I got? 2 minutes. All right. Michigan Eddie, how is your health, baby? You doing good?
Yeah, going for surgery in January to remove the thing at MD Anderson in Houston. So
well, I'll tell you what, every night, you got somebody praying for you. Every single night before I go to bed.
Appreciate it.
You're going to be fine. Right. You too mean.
It'll be all right, bro. Yeah. It'll be all right. Go Blue, babe.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for calling. Call us tomorrow. Drop by and say hello.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Love you guys.
Love you, man.
You. Go Blue, babe.
Go Blue, baby. Go Blue. I like Michigan Eddie. That's a good man right there. Y'all pray for him. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers always. Wildcat, I love you too.
Yeah,
You're
sure.
a good man. You are a good man.
Hey, don't let me forget to give you that money for the high school football team.
Oh, yes, I'm glad you said that. If you can, we're going to be talking about it really a lot next week. Bay High School, Mosley High School, and we'll know about Arnold. We're going to get people to go by there, drop off $5, $10, $20. We're here. ESPN's here to help the community. That's what we're all about. We want you guys to go by, give them a little bit of money, help them out. Jeremy, what's going on in church real quick?
We're going to be there all day Sunday, 8:15, 9:30, 10:45. First United Methodist Church, Panama City. Come see us.
Getting geared up for Christmas, right?
It'll be here before we know it.
Disney's already got their Christmas stuff out. Guess what my wife did?
What's that?
She already put out Christmas stuff. She's got stuff.
Oh, my daughter did that. I came in the other night, and all of her Christmas stuff's in her room. I'm like, what in the Walmart is this? I mean, that's just.
I'll be honest with you. I love it when I do love Christmas. That's my favorite time of year.
I'm ready for the spirit this year. I'm definitely ready.
I tell you what, I feel great about where everything's going to go. Our country's going to be great. Your income's going to be so much better now. I think things are going to be great. Advertisement's going to be huge. We can drive people into your business. Give us a call. Don't call them. Call me. I'll get it done. We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up on Thursday Night Football, it's Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens hosting Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals in a rematch of last month's overtime thriller.